Today we're reviewing the 2014 Kia Sportage, which you can pick up currently for around £10,000, whereas a brand new one would set you back about £24,000. The car is now 7 years old at the time of this video, which means you're looking at about £2,000 depreciation per year. So what can you expect for the money? They certainly are a popular choice, so why is that? So one of the reasons is this fantastic engine, which, even though it's only a 1.7, seems to propel the car pretty effortlessly in normal driving conditions. It really does have a huge amount of torque, and so you can it just drives effortlessly at the normal speed, keeps up with traffic. And if you do want to have a bit of extra speed, you do get it when you go up the rev range. But for most driving, you can just stick between 1,000 and 2,000 revs, and in which case it's very efficient as well. This one was done just over 50,000 miles, and it's got an average of 40.9 miles per gallon. Throughout all that, so that's a combination of town driving and motorway driving, which for a car of this size is pretty good. It's a sort of family SUV with a reasonable sized boot. It's very well kitted out, it's got everything you need, and it doesn't have all the stuff you don't really need, so you really bang for your buck. You get a great car for your money, but you still get things like heated seats, climate control, hill start. It even has auto engine cut-off for lights, so you save that tiny bit of fuel you would otherwise expend waiting at the lights. One thing I did find a bit fiddly is managed to turn the stop-start control off, and since we've not managed to actually work out how to turn it on again without looking at the manual, so it's a bit of a weird user interface. What else can I say about the Kia Sportage? I saw these come onto the road, and one of the few cars I ever thought about, I actually went into the garage to investigate them because they did look so stylish. For me at the time, I didn't purchase one because I had two dogs, and the boot didn't seem quite big enough for that. But for the average family, and certainly for one dog, the boot is adequately sufficient. I didn't get to the stage of taking it out for a test drive for that reason, but having driven one now, I can certainly see why people like them. For a large car, they handle pretty well, good for motorway journeys, and reasonably fun around roundabouts and corners. It certainly feels solid and stable, and it's quite enjoyable to drive. You get a good ride height, it's a good visibility. One of the things about the visibility is the only downside is they do have these huge pillars here which can get in the way if you're at junctions, so you do have to be aware of that. Cars can be hiding behind them on the way towards you. The rear visibility isn't massive, but it's certainly adequate to see cars behind, see where you are. You also get a camera, reversing camera. This one has a reversing camera, which is pretty good. And you get beeps both in reverse, parking sensors in reverse and forward. I really like about this car is it's good, clear sounding indicators. They're really good, solid indicators actually. And the other thing I love about this car is the running lights. It's always got these strip LED lights on at the front, which kind of makes it look cool, and it always makes you a little bit more visible, which I just think is great. A lot of cars have them these days, but still, it's quite cool to have those. The lights are great as well at night time. The other thing it's got is these automatic mirror dipping for nighttime lights behind the main rear view mirror. There's really good visibility out the front, apart from the pillars here are pretty wing mirrors. Visibility out the back isn't amazing, but it's fine. The reversing cameras, as long as it's not dirty, it's pretty good. And, really easy to use. Comes on automatically when you reverse, and has good guiding lines. You've also got sensors at the front, which you can turn off by this button down at the front of the dash. It's got a full alarm system, obviously, which you can also turn off if you have a dog in the car, all the usual stuff like that. The plastics are really solid and slightly more refined than the ones in my Subaru, which are very good, sturdy plastic, but there's just something, the finish in them isn't. Finishing them in this Kia is slightly nicer, but it's still very durable, solid plastics. My son actually got in the car when I picked him up from school and said, "Oh, we should get a car like this." So if that isn't a praise for the Kia Sportage, I don't know what it is. I'm not an amazing fan of SUVs, but I can see why people like them when I drive this car. It's really comfortable. It's pretty reasonably economical, really. I mean, it's nowhere near as economical of an estate as an estate, that, in terms of you get about 40 miles per gallon, but my four-wheel drive estate gets like 50 miles per gallon, 49, 48 with mixed driving. And if you just get a two-wheel drive estate, you'll be up in the mid-50s, 60s. The diesel, it's quite easy to attain, but still, you get a really nice ride height. It's great in the countryside like this because you can see over the hedges. Other advantages. The interior is really nice, and the leather stitching. You can't fault this car that much, really. My only complaint would be the boot. It's not massive, but generally it's good enough for most families, I think. And obviously you've got bars to put a roof box on the top. Brakes are good, a good feel. It bites not too early and not too late. I always find some cars a bit strange these days, they just bite. It's quite difficult to brake smoothly. It's modern cars, I think, compared to older cars. The Toyota Yaris is, I just think it's too much. This particular car has had two owners, including the present one, who has had no major issues with the car whatsoever, just servicing costs, the usual servicing costs with tyres, etc. Another great thing about the Kia Sportage is the 7-year warranty, and the Kia customer care, I've been told, is really excellent, not just by one person but a few people I've talked to, and this can be a major factor when you have a family and you're relying on a car. I've heard their customer service is really good, and replacement vehicles are often made available. Another great thing about Kia is they don't discriminate when it comes to safety equipment, so buyers of the cheapest models are as equipped in terms of safety as the more expensive cars are in the range. So in short, I think it's a brilliant car for people who want something that's really reliable, reasonably luxurious, but not too many bells and whistles that are going to go wrong or too confusing to use, or there's not got a lot of things you don't want, you don't need. I mean, if you want to change your interior lighting from pink to blue or blue to red or something, then this isn't the car for you. But if you want something that's a great car, very reliable, nice to drive, comfortable on motorways, comfortable on long journeys, reasonably economical, yet gives you a bit of ride height, to look over hedges and look over traffic in front maybe, or just because you like the feel of it, then a Kia Sportage is a very good option, I think. That's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it or got some useful information out of it. And please subscribe.